Hey warrior, watch any group of men trying to impress someone. You'll see the same pattern every time. They're all competing, all performing. One guy is showing off his phone, another is talking about his car, someone else is flexing about how much he can bench press. They're all fighting to be the most interesting person in the room. But then you notice him. The man sitting back, arms crossed, saying nothing. While everyone else is performing like circus animals, he's just watching, calm, steady, unbothered. And here's the crazy part, the person they're all trying to impress. She keeps looking at him, not the performers, not the show-offs, the quiet one. Why? Because he has something they don't, something that can't be faked or bought or learned overnight. Something so rare in today's world that it immediately sets him apart from every other man in the room. This trait has nothing to do with money, nothing to do with looks, nothing to do with status or success, but it's more powerful than all of those things combined. Most men never learn this trait because they're too busy chasing everything else, too busy trying to be noticed instead of learning how to be respected. But once you understand what this is, once you develop it, everything changes. What that man possessed was something the ancient Romans called gravitas, the ability to command respect without demanding it, to influence without trying to control, to lead without needing to be followed. It's what every emperor, every king, every truly powerful man throughout history understood. The secret that weak men never learn because they're too busy making noise to appreciate the power of silence. Society definitely doesn't reward it, but it's the difference between men who beg for respect and men who naturally receive it. Machiavelli wrote about leaders who could control entire kingdoms with just their presence. Men who could end arguments without saying a word, who could inspire loyalty without making promises. This wasn't magic. This wasn't luck. This was understanding human psychology at its deepest level. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what this trait is and how to develop it. But understand this, you can't fake it. You can't pretend to have it. It has to be built from the inside out, through discipline and self-control. Now, I want you to drop this in the comments. My silence is my strength. Number 1, develop emotional immunity. Most men are emotional ping-pong balls. Someone says something harsh, they bounce back with anger. Someone criticizes them, they immediately defend themselves. Someone tries to upset them, they get upset every single time. This makes them easy to read, easy to control, easy to manipulate. Strong men develop something different. They build emotional immunity. They don't let other people's words, actions, or energy mess with their inner peace. They stay rock solid, no matter what chaos happens around them. Machiavelli once said, "A prince ought to have no other aim or thought than war and its organization." For the modern man, that war is the battle for emotional control. Every day, people will try to knock you off balance. They'll test you, provoke you, try to make you react. Your job is to remain unmoved. This doesn't mean being cold or emotionless. It means choosing which emotions to show and when to show them. When someone insults you at a party, instead of getting defensive, you pause. You breathe. You might even smile slightly before responding calmly. That controlled response is more powerful than any angry comeback. It shows that you cannot be rattled, that you're operating on a different level than everyone else. People respect what they cannot control. When you show that their words and actions cannot affect your emotional state, they automatically view you as stronger than them. Number 2. Master the art of strategic withdrawal. Weak men are always available, always present, always trying to be part of every conversation and every event. They think visibility equals importance. They're wrong. Strong men understand the power of strategic absence. You don't need to be at every party. You don't need to respond to every message immediately. You don't need to be part of every group conversation. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply not be there. As Machiavelli warned, men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. When people see you constantly, you become ordinary. When they see you occasionally, you become valuable. This works in every area of life. The friend who's always available becomes taken for granted. The friend who's selective with his time becomes appreciated. The guy who responds to texts immediately seems desperate. The guy who takes his time seems busy and important. Strong men understand that scarcity creates value. When you're everywhere all the time, always responding, always available, you become ordinary, common, forgettable. But when you pick and choose when to show up, people start paying attention. They wonder what you're up to when you're not around. They actually appreciate you when you do appear. Learn to withdraw strategically. Leave parties while they're still fun. End conversations while they're still interesting. Make people want more of you, not less. Number 3. Speak only when your words add value. Most men talk too much. They fill every silence with random thoughts. They share opinions about everything. They comment on things that don't concern them. They think more words equal more influence. Confident men understand that words are weapons, and you never waste good weapons on stupid fights. Before you speak, think about this. Does this actually need to be said? Am I the right person to say it? Is right now the best time? If any answer is no, keep your mouth shut. Machiavelli once said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. But I'd say the first method for estimating a man's intelligence is to listen to how much he talks versus how much he listens." When you speak less, several things happen. First, people pay more attention when you do speak. Second, they assume your thoughts are more carefully considered. Third, they start sharing more information with you because you're not competing for talking time. The man who talks constantly becomes background noise. The man who speaks occasionally becomes someone worth listening to. This doesn't mean being antisocial or rude. It means being intentional with your communication. When someone asks for your opinion, give it. When a conversation needs direction, provide it. When someone needs advice, offer it. But stop filling silence just because it exists. Stop sharing thoughts that add no value. Stop talking just to hear your own voice. Number 4, perfect your physical presence. Confident men understand that communication is only 7% words. The other 93% is body language, tone of voice, and physical presence. Most men focus entirely on what to say while ignoring how they carry themselves. This is backwards. Your posture speaks before your mouth opens. Your eye contact communicates before you say a word. Your energy affects the room before you make a sound. As Machiavelli taught, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. Your physical presence is what people see first. It sets the tone for every interaction that follows. Stand like you own the space you're in, not arrogantly, but with quiet confidence. Keep your shoulders back, your chin level, your movements deliberate. When you walk into a room, move like you belong there. Make eye contact, but don't stare. When someone speaks to you, face them fully. Don't fidget. Don't shift your weight constantly. Don't play with your phone or check your watch. These might seem like small things, but they communicate massive messages. They tell people whether you're comfortable in your own skin, whether you respect yourself, whether you expect to be taken seriously. Most men have terrible physical presence because they're uncomfortable with themselves. They slouch, they avoid eye contact, they fidget nervously. This communicates insecurity louder than any words could. But when you master your physical presence, you communicate confidence before you even speak. People sense your self-assurance immediately. Number 5. Become indifferent to outcomes. Most men are attached to results. They need the date to go well. They need the conversation to be successful. They need people to like them. This neediness radiates from them and pushes people away. Strong men develop something different. They learn to care without being needy, to try hard without being desperate, to want things without falling apart if they don't get them. Machiavelli once said, "Fortune is a woman, and it is necessary, if you wish to master her, to conquer her by force." But the real mastery comes from not needing to master her at all. When you're not desperate for specific outcomes, you perform better and attract more success. This shows up everywhere. On dates, the guy who needs her to like him becomes boring and predictable. The guy who's genuinely curious about her but fine if there's no connection becomes magnetic. In social situations, the man who needs everyone's approval says things he doesn't mean and laughs at jokes that aren't funny. The man who's comfortable being himself regardless of others' reactions naturally draws people to him. This doesn't mean you don't care about anything. It means you care about doing your